part, we're going to deal with creation. We're going to deal with reading signs. And we're going to deal with the 13th seat a little bit more in the Vesica Pisces. I don't have a time limit on this video. I got a fully charged battery. I'm going to see what it do. I'm just going to let it do what it do. I would appreciate any questions. Just ask them. If you don't understand what I'm reading and I'm reading the signs, if I'm not explaining it clear enough, make sure y'all say something. Because if the input and the feedback is what increases the accuracy when you're reading the signs. So the what is it factor. So I'm gonna do a couple more invites here. This ought to be pretty nice. And this session right here, we're gonna get into a few things. All right, now, how y'all doing this morning? So last night I went through the Queen's Gate to the Queen's Chamber and showed y'all who exactly was the Queen of Heaven and Earth. God is no man. I've proven that. But we're going to get a little deeper into the creation story. So this is what we're going to start with. There was a situation about a year or two ago where some Fruit of Islam went to go visit a Christian church on the East Coast to discuss God and the self-created aspect of the self. So God created himself from nothing. Now what you have to remember when I show you this is everything is taking place in something called the Nun. N-U-N. It's the same way you spell nuns. Now remember, we had to identify who the imposter was that was sitting on the Queen's seat. We found it to be Pope Francis, the talking motherfucking mule, the ass. Right? Now, in saying that, I want to get into the brothers went up there to try to explain the self-created God to what's this brother name? I think his name Dino Jenkins or Gino Jennings or something like that. And he ran rings around them guys. But there was something that he did. There was two things about this reverend, he's a Christian, that got my attention. One, the bow tie. The bow tie is a symbol of a traveling man. That's the first problem that I ran across while they was up there getting slaughtered by this minister. And he came across as a righteous man, but he wasn't right. Now I'm going to show you why he wasn't right. Yep. Gino Jenkins, that's my man. If you a Christian, that's where you need to be at, because he's going to tell you the truth. So they wanted to draw me out and to determine if I would show the creation story of ancient Kemet of our ancestors and how we described it compared to how we were taught the creation mythos in church. So first things first, we're going to play the creation myth. Now I'm going to flip my camera here. This is a woman. They call her the grand man, but this is a woman. Look. This is the Queen of Heaven and Earth. She's the self-created. From the Nun. The Nun is replicated in the womb as vaginal secretion or primordial water of the womb. That's the Nun. This is the mother. This is the Queen of Heaven and Earth. Right? As above, so below. Now remember, she was the Pope sits on her throne. Alright? Now, let's see what else happens. Now, when I was showing you the Vesica Pisces, this was the symbolism. This is the crucifixion story as I was unraveling it. Now notice you have two staffs, each with one serpent around it. One represents the moon, as you can see it over there to right here. The moon, that's the feminine. The other represents the sun in the middle. You see it say left undering, and this say right. Now look at this. This is an inverse, because remember, the Leo was on the right and the Scorpio was on the left. But look at the moon. You see the upside down triangle? You see the right side up triangle. Now, when the two become one in the third eye, they think they seeing the same. They are now here in the Queen's chamber. Now, let me show you so you'll know what I'm talking about. Over here in my book of life. When I told you, when you were seeing the ether, this is what you was looking at. You was looking at me here. See the rose going through the ether? These are a set of hands reaching up to the cross. Look at the cross. But what's on the cross? The cross is the balancer between the mind and the spirit, or Thoth, Dehuchi, the wisdom, and the queen, Isis, the mother. Now look, over her head is a upside down triangle, a right side up triangle. Here, this is why you're not seeing ether now. We are no longer down here in the realm of the mortals or in the realm of the angels. We up here in the realm of the gods. We up here at pineal gland, pituitary gland. They're shooting this fire out the third eye. How do I know? Because it's right between the two eyes. It's between the balancing of the feather and the heart. The feather, the intent, has to be lighter than the heart, the love. In other words, your intent got to be so pure in what you're doing that you don't disrupt the love. Right? This is the balance in the Mott. This is the true scales of justice here. Now remember, I told y'all before that the Scorpio had the Libra placed between him and Virgo. Now, the whole goal is to bring the two back together again above the scales of justice. Now look what you got here. You have the sun, which represents the man, and the moon, which represents the woman. This is where we at right now. Yesterday, by going through Vesica Pisces, I got to the top. But there were some unresolved matters that I have to resolve. Unresolved matters. Right? So, in order to get here, there's a couple things got to be cleared up. Now, what have I been doing that I've been showing y'all? So now I got to show y'all exactly what I've been doing. If you look here, in my book of life, you see this picture. Scholars study the world, right? Mystics study themselves. Now you see the key ring? Now look at where the keyhole is, at the third eye. The keyhole is at the third eye. Now look, 1 chakra, 2 chakra, 3 chakra, 4 chakra, 5 chakra, 6 chakra, 7th chakra. This is the 7th sun rising. Now watch this. See the keys? There's 7 keys. That means that, what is 9 keys? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 keys, which represents 12 suns. Now look here. Nobody else has that keyhole. Everybody else is blind, deaf, and dumb. Look, no keyhole. But look at this one. But look in there. You see the universe? So this is telling me, discard the universe without. I have to scour the universe within. Look what I discovered, that this key, they said, Thoth said, the keys to the worlds, with an S, within thee are found only within. For man is the gateway of mystery, and the key that is one with the one. Thoth. Now remember who the master of wisdom is, Thoth. Now look, he said the key is found within. This is the heart chakra. This is the key. So the key in the heart opens the mind. The pure intent can be opened with pure love. It's showing you right here. So now, in my book of life, you see that this is what you call unintentional. Because I didn't even realize that the other picture had keys in it. Now look here. This is the ascension. This is the ascension. Well, in following the signs, and sometimes they don't always be clear what they mean to us. So I'm sitting here at 9:45 thinking, and I'm like, what does this sign I read mean? So I'm trying to figure out what this sign means that I read yesterday. And my misinterpretation was that there would be a meeting waiting for me. The meeting not here. So as I sit here and I ponder the possibilities, the thing come to mind is, well, maybe we just need to vent, get some stuff off our chest about the worker. See, so I come up here where I was a laborer in the Orient Assembly plant. The funny thing about Orient Assembly matches up so well with prophecy, and the rise of the Son of Man and the return of the Christ. All of it match up with prophecy from this particular point. But we already know that the time dictates the agenda. And so when we're looking at the scope of what's going on, what are we looking at? Nobody's here but workers working. But it's not full production. It's like an reconstruction type set where they're rebuilding and renovating in order to accommodate a better production model for the plant. So I'm sitting here and I'm still not putting the pieces together, and I'm missing a piece. And I can't figure out quite what it was. And I read all of the signs. I know the times. But we don't always know the course of action. The course of action sometimes is what becomes elusive to us. We lose track of which direction to turn. What are we looking at when we read the signs? Because signs and symbols are drastically different from direct statements and comments. So there has to be a translation taking place. So I look around here, Orient Assembly, 5960. I'm looking at the red star and the blue star here, and I'm wondering, what is this telling me? What is this saying? It's like everywhere I go, I'm missing something. I'm slightly missing something. There's something just slightly off. So that tells me that I have to reevaluate, reassess, and go back to the drawing board, which is not a problem with me. Because I know at this particular point, the Christ is risen. And we already know that the Christ is no man. And they came, and the stone was already moved. It's kind of odd. It's kind of backwards in the book. It's like a mirror effect. So if the stone is already moved, it's not there. Where would I find it? And so I would have to go back to the text, and I would go back to the drawing board to try to determine what is this that I'm seeing. So 3 kings out of Orient constellation come bearing gifts for the baby. They came following the stars, right? How you doing, Farasha? So they following the stars. They follow the North Star. They like today, when it's cloud covered, there's no North Star to follow. What do we do? Maybe the North Star is not a physical place or a physical star. Maybe it's a symbol of a star. Well, the star of the North is Polaris. Polaris. And Polaris is indicative of the North Pole, meaning the north wind. So that's not really giving me enough information to extrapolate what this means. But to condense it, if I followed the North Star from where I live, I would end up here in Orion. If CEOs from Ford, Chrysler, and GM was to follow the North Star to north, they would end up in Orion too. That's kind of odd. And the sign says something about Bera. Bera 945. And it's kind of odd. So I'm not going to be denied. I'm going to figure it out. I don't want nothing easy. I want to figure it out. I want to get what I came for so we can all taste the sweet savor of heaven. And we can learn how to live our best lives once again. And there's a lot of people involved in this. I had a total recall yesterday. And from the position of the total recall, I was able to see how everybody contributed. That's one of the oldest formulas for the women to regain control of the elements around the earth.
Okay. Anything that you can suggest in regards to, for me, I can do homework. Once I can understand it intellectually, I can activate
it. That's how I do.
Right.
So it's later on, once we get the free leg Hoover thing through, that's what we call the big flip, the great reset.
Okay.
After the reset, we go into I'm gonna open up a university, Platinum Back University, to teach the children, but I'm gonna need adults to teach the teenagers, to teach the adolescents.
Right.
Right, because we use the same process of step down education that we did before the enemies took it and started
Okay.
doing Pavlovian response Skinner box education.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so it'll be more information after the flip that
Okay.
will be able to tune more people in to a higher consciousness at a faster rate. That right now I don't have the luxury to go into those classes because I'm trying to get the people from where they at to freedom.
No, I get
Right.
it. I get it.
And once we get to freedom, we can do whatever the fuck we want to do. And we can't get to
Right.
freedom until we understand this old system is gone.
Yeah, and I guess that's where I'm at, just trying to navigate, because my conscious awakening started the day they closed everything down. You know, when they closed it down for this pandemic, I'm like, oh, hell no. And then after that, I'm just like hungry for information and trying to understand, because I could really see all of what was going on, and it's just been kind of coming to me. I wanted to
Right.
ask
So,
something else because of my journey.
mm-hmm.
First, you were getting ready to say something?
Go ahead. I'll pick it up when you get done.
Well, I've realized that everything in my journey has kind of been preparing me. And so going back into my early years, I was a daddy's girl, and I used to have
Mm-hmm.
like bad dreams. And when I did, then I would come and sleep with my dad. So my bad dream that was reoccurring was what I thought were dinosaurs, but I've now learned that they were dragons, and they were circling around my head like a portal. And so I used to have to go to my dad to make them go away. So I was
Right. So
wondering, because I'm understanding that means something, and I don't understand what it means.
dragon mean master first and foremost. When you see the dragon in your dreams, there's a master presenting itself in your dream as a dragon, so you're gonna remember when you wake up what you seen.
Mhm.
If you see more than one, you're working with more than one master, right?
Okay.
These masters can be any other higher energies, because from what you're telling me, your bloodline carries a frequency that's double the norm, which means that your understanding, once you get it, you got it, and you can do shit on a level that other people won't be able to, because they don't vibrate on that frequency high enough.
Right.
We all got we all got the same part, but we got different amounts of it,
Mhm.
right? So this is a spiritual ranking system we talking about.
Okay.
So in the spirit realm, your rank is high, very high. You
I
just
can
gotta
feel
bring your
that.
you gotta bring your physical understanding into alignment with your calling, and then you will be able to access higher spiritual information. So I would probably tell you to study the cards, tarot, study the crystal ball, study the runes, the what we call oracle methods. Those are training wheels for your higher senses until you can master and control them.
Okay. Yeah. Because that kind of led me to what I kind of wanted to talk to you offline. Because yeah, I mean, I've really been looking at a lot of stuff. I stay on Facebook jail, so I know that I'm
Yeah.
on to something
Hey, look,
because
I'm a
I be
knock. I'm
saying
a knock
stuff.
for you. Hey, look, I'm a knock for you down the way. Slap the motherfucking the Vic, so we can have a Vic conversation
You
on
know,
Facebook.
yes, I'm a lifer in that bad boy, and I be working for it too.
Hey, look, they let
Um,
me out. They let me out, but I'm on parole. I still can't go live, but I can post.
I'm tag team, and I just got out of shadow ban from IG. I literally just got out of shadow ban and went into jail on Facebook. So it's all
Yeah,
good, you know. But I'm really feeling what you're saying, and that's I feel such a need to be ready. Like I feel like I'm behind, understanding that I've got something to do,
you
and I
ain't
don't want
behind.
to miss my calling.
You ain't behind. You ain't gonna miss. You can't miss your calling because it's your calling. You can adjust to it as you realize it, but you can't miss it.
Oh, okay.
And so you get that part out your mind, and then it'll speed up your progress. You put an
Yeah,
obstacle in
'cause
your own self way, right? So you got to start telling yourself a different narrative. I'm on time with Mother Nature.
okay.
You directly tied to Mother Nature. Ask me
Mhm.
how I know.
How you know?
Because your cycle is faithful.
Mhm.
That means you already in tune. If you ain't in tune, your cycle is erratic.
Mm.
You know exactly when you coming on. I don't even. You don't even have to really think about it. You already know. You probably never even acknowledged that you know because it never crossed your mind because you that in tune.
Yeah, I mean, it's a trip. I'm attracting. I attract like a crazy mug. And I started playing with it. Like I was talking to a friend of mine, and I'm like, it's not even about whether I'm gonna get it. It's like I'm gonna see how long it take me for me to get it. And the
Yep.
last time I did it, it was like a 2 hour turnaround.
Hmm.
But I'm like, I
That's
want
a
to know
rapid.
how to.
That's almost an instant manifestation right there.
Mm. I just want to know how I'm doing it. I want to understand how to get on these frequencies. I today, okay. So this is what is getting ready to happen after I get off the phone because I'm understanding some things. So I got some mugwort. I got some mugwort under my bed, and I got sage and rosemary drops I put on my head on my on the crown of my head. I haven't put any in my navel, but I was going to see what happens because I used to have deja vu when I was a kid. I haven't deja vu'd in a long time, so I feel like I was in more control of it back then because I knew what I was doing. Now it's just like it's happening, but I don't know how I'm doing it.
So that's like calibrating to the self. In some of my videos, you probably heard me say use yourself as the first frame of reference. Use the first person perspective. This is how I see it, right?
Okay.
Then you look at it from this is how the person I'm talking to sees it. Then you go to third person. This is the person watching me have the conversation. Is seeing the conversation between me, first person, and them, second person. The onlooker sees a
Okay.
different conversation than the two people involved in the conversation. Right.
Right.
So what you're doing is you practicing your vision from three different perspectives.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And first person is past or is present. The second person is who you telling it to. Right.
Okay.
That's the future. You passing it to the future. The third
Okay.
person is the what you call the observer.
Mhm.
The observer has no sense of now, then, past, present, future scenario. They only see what they see. That's it.
Okay.
Right. So you trying to get to see from all three positions, which gives you higher vision and gives you a higher understanding of what you're seeing. But remember, when the cognitive dissonance come in, relax.
Mhm.
Let the information settle before you can use it. Because it has to get cataloged by the subconscious mind in order to make the necessary connections with already obtained information. So
Right.
when you first hear it, you don't get it instantly. You have to catalog it.
Right.
Right. So it's the same as on your computer. When you download a program, it has to first load in the hard drive. Then you can access it through the RAM,
Mhm.
right? But you can't access it until it's cataloged. That means the download had to be completed.
Okay. I'm processing what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was another third question that I did have, and I can't remember this moment. Um, Daggone it. I forgot I lost it. But I know I asked it too, and like I said, that dragon was a big one. And so I
Mm-hmm.
gotta kind of download all of what you said in regards to the dragon.
Right.
Um,
So what you do is you remember in your mind the dragons that used to circle around your head, right?
mhm,
When you
mhm,
get a clear picture of them in that same position,
mhm.
then you say, stop and tell me who you are. They're going to change form. It might take you a
Okay,
minute to get to that level where you can do it. The practice is the calibrating process of you gaining control of a childhood trauma. Because until
okay,
you understand it, it's in your memory banks as a childhood trauma.
right.
But soon as
I know, and just what you're saying with that, it's like as I get an understanding of things, and I've been downloading recently. That's why I realized that one, they weren't dinosaurs like I had been thinking. I'm
mm,
realizing that they're dragons, and that I'm understanding a lot more and learning about our history and taking it all the way back. So the third eye and using my third eye and kind of I'm like, okay, so are they my ancestors? Like are they guardians? And I was running from somebody that was trying to tell me something. Um,
yeah, so it there are ways that I could do flips and find out who they is, but that'll take us. We might be. It might take an hour,
I got you. Now
right?
I'll
So
get there, like you said, as the time goes. I keep on. asking whenever I say it out loud, I get my answer. So it's coming as it's supposed to. I'm just like, I want it now. I want it now.
Yeah, that's McDonald's culture. We the fast food culture. We want instant gratification. We want it and we want it right now. And I don't want to wait. And I'm gonna throw a tantrum if you make me.
Yes, exactly. So I'm trying to be patient. I'll
Hmm.
just keep being patient. I know I'm getting ready to go through all of your catalog of videos because, like I said, I came across it at the right time, and it was the two videos. I've seen three of them, but it was like they all were speaking to something that I had a question about. So I'm like, that's why I was like, I need to talk to you like now, because I knew that you could understand and see things like I couldn't tell anybody. I couldn't articulate the sound in my head, and those that I know that are conscious, I hear the ringing, but nobody could say what that ringing was, you know.
Now
And
you
I
know.
hear all the time where other people are like intermittent.
Yeah. It really don't never turn off. It's just that sometimes the volume of it increases to get your attention. Now they in the medical field they call it tinnitus, and they tell you that it's some kind of calcium deposit on the fibrous hairs in your eardrum, and they give you a medication to stop the ringing. What it is doing is cutting you off from your connection.
Yeah. No,
They know what
I know
they
that
know
they assaulting
exactly what
that.
it is. Yeah, they know
Yeah, I
exactly what
can.
it is.
I know they do. That's why I don't want to go to them to find out, because I know exactly, especially with what's going on now. I very much clearly understand that they know, and how they're trying to flip that on us. And I understand the crucial time. And I'm like, okay, this is the time when I really need to be understanding what I got. Because I'm like, Wonder Powers Unite. I'm ready to activate. I'm like,
Yeah.
form of. I want to understand how to be able to move the matter. I want to be able to, I feel like I'm so close to it that I can start doing things. And I'm like, I don't want to waste time because I feel like it's such an urgent time right now to get to it so that we can double back on their butt, you
You got a
know?
daughter?
No, but I have a granddaughter.
You got a granddaughter?
Yes.
And is your mother still around?
No.
Do you got an auntie?
Um, I have one last aunt. She's in her 90s.
Oh, that's even better. So take your granddaughter on a trip to go visit your auntie. Just the presence of y'all three together is power in itself.
Okay.
And she gonna tell you some shit that's probably gonna brain fuck you.
Okay.
That's the power of three. She gotta pass it on. She can't leave until she pass it on, and she can't pass it on until she find a worthy vessel.
I got you.
And from what you
Okay.
telling me, you the one she waiting on. So she can't go nowhere until she tell you what she need to tell you.
Okay.
And it might take her more than a year to tell it all to you.
Okay.
Right? So
Okay.
when you go pick your granddaughter up, be prepared to stay a couple days with her because you might need to stay a couple days to get the first installment of what she got to offer.
Okay.
All right, she gonna start running down family history, telling you who is who. She gonna tell you what your tribe is, all kind of shit. She gonna be telling you. She gonna tell you you ain't come on no ship. She gonna just go. She gonna go that way. Just watch.
I'm gonna try. I have spoken to um my cousin about this, and just inquiring as I've been waking up to just that fact. And she was telling me that my aunt, she seems to be she knows, but saying it, she is traumatized herself.
Okay,
So
now
I don't know if she's gonna
how?
talk.
Now here go the $1 million question. Before you ever said that, I already told you that she know.
Hmm.
The question is, how in the fuck do I know that she got some shit to tell you that she
Oh,
already know?
I know why you know.
Right, but see, the whole point is, it's beyond me. It's in the culture. I'm reading the culture.
Got
So I
you.
got to feel around like a doctor, poke around till I find who I'm looking for.
Right.
Then I can say that's the one.
Got you.
Right? How old is your granddaughter?
Amira is 4.
What's
And
their ages?
so um I have 5 grandchildren. Um I have 6 sons. I have only 1 granddaughter. So, my sons,
How old is she? That's what I'm interested in. Your granddaughter.
she's 4.
Yeah. Foundation. She's the foundation. She's the
Mhm.
cornerstone for the coming generations. Her dad, is he the oldest or the second
No,
oldest?
her dad is the 4th.
The fourth. 44, that's an angel flip. She the one. Yeah, that's the one. You got to take her with you because that's what's going to trigger your auntie to tell you what you need to know.
Okay.
And remember,
Okay.
I told you earlier in the three sisters, you have the prepubescent girl, then you have the regular woman between, like 18, 45 or whatever, and then you have the elder woman. And
Mhm.
they right there. You just have to connect the dots, the three of y'all. You
Okay.
don't, you ain't got to ask her nothing. You ain't got to ask her nothing. She know what to tell you. She know when to tell it to you, and she know who can be around when she tell you. She gonna get the information directly from source connection, right? So you got the baby just coming in from the source, less than 5 years. It takes 7 years to deprogram them.
Right.
Then you got the elder that's in her 90s. She's closer to the exit to source. You become the balancing or
what they call your intelligence, the mental mechanisms, the codons in the DNA line up. Now, the DNA does something. It replicates itself. It self-replicates in the DNA RNA exchange. In the process of doing this, it forms a whole new DNA helix. And over time, through heredity, you have what you call a divergence until you reach what you call a critical mass. What that means is that the bloodline that started this shit can only go out so far before it start to come back together. So this looks like a Vesica Pisces, or kind of like this. Okay, so you start off here. This is your divergent path at the bottom. You move into the top, arrow shape. The widest point, the widest point is what you call your critical mass point here. This is why Jay-Z and Beyonce throwing up the diamond. They trying to teach y'all subconsciously what has been stolen from you. This is the Vesica Pisces symbol. The Vesica Pisces happens when two circles are merged together, and when they first start coming together, then they form this wedge. It's called a Vesica Pisces. Now, that wedge is symbolic of the convergent divergent path, right? So when you have a baby, your DNA start to go out from that child when they marry. It can only go out so far, right? Then it has to, based off mathematics, return back into what it was. All of the DNA start to come back until the same character quality traits of the individual manifest again. It's the same as having a twin thousands of years apart. Only difference is conditions change enough where the environment has to be replicated in order to line up what you call codons on the DNA. This is the same as lining up a series of mirrors on a long path in order for one motherfucking piece of light to be seen at the end. So you take all these mirrors, and they all like this, and you need them to be facing like this and like this. So you going down the street, and you turning the mirrors like this, so the motherfucker behind you can look through all of the goddamn mirrors and see all the goddamn traps. Because every mirror exposes a trap, but this has another thing involved in it. Now, watch what happens. So, in the knockaround game that the gods and the masters play, the knockaround game worked like this. The parent find a child with a certain quality at birth. The child has no conscious understanding of this, but if he ever wake up and be able to have total recall, he'll remember it like it was yesterday. Not only will he remember being initiated as a baby, an infant, remembering the roots when Kunta held Kizzy up to the moon. He ain't hold up to the sun, he held up to the moon. Y'all got to pay attention to the signs they telling y'all all the time. Why did he hold Kizzy up to the moon? But disregard that right now. We'll come back to that. When he held her up, he said, the only thing greater than myself. And he held her up to the moon. What the fuck is he saying? Cambi Balongo mean river. What the fuck do it matter that Cambi Balongo mean river? Why is he telling his daughter this shit? These are codes that the subconscious mind leaks out in art and entertainment. There's only one group of people on earth can read it. The most heavenly melanated peoples on the earth, when they become aware of how to use their brains again, they can read that shit like a book. They don't need no more books. Your children won't need none, and you won't need none. The written word is the spell. The written word in the cursive script is the perpetual looping in on itself to keep you chasing your tail. All right, now when the ancient ones return, our elders got this thing they do, and most of the children never know that it took place. And most of these religious folks don't know what they doing. They still think they following a Christian concept, Islamic, or Jewish concept in their practice. But we infiltrate it because you can't get out of this shit unless you have a dog in every fight. You can't fight, divide, and conquer head on because you're going to get divided and conquered. And divided remains conquered as long as you divide it, which brings us to the events of the day. If you go on my page, you'll see two particular posts. One is the gangs are actually tribes. And we had to figure out a way around these motherfuckers. They smart. They ain't smarter than us, but they smart. They got y'all thinking this is a black and white issue. That's pretty smart. When we both getting mistreated the same, all white people not wealthy. Even the poor white people that enjoy white privilege still suffer. They kill them motherfuckers the same as they do the niggas. They call them poor white trash. But y'all ain't paying attention because y'all want this shit to work like the master told you it's supposed to work. Master is the one told you that it's a black and white thing. But Master ain't even white. Master blacker than me in skin color. Master got nappy ass hair. His shit more woolier than mine. Master's shit is. This is y'all don't know. Why do you think the Klan wore white hoods? They didn't wear them hoods so you don't know who the white man is. They wore them so you didn't know it was niggas under the hood. They wore the hood so you didn't know they was Moors, pretending to be white people. Moors, pretending to be white people. Where they get the hoods from? They've been using them thousands of years. Y'all ain't never heard of the Moors in Seville, Spain? They still do the march with the KKK hood on. Y'all don't believe that shit. Y'all stuck on them fezzes. Fuck that fez. Throw that shit in the garbage. My 360 is in my brain. I don't need it on no hat. Can't no hat tell me I'm 360. Fuck your tassel. Wipe your ass with it. That's how I feel about it. I'm gonna call you later, Dave.
We about to take him home.
All right. Now, the Moors came from Morocco. They didn't come straight here, though. They didn't leave Morocco and come over here. History books don't record that. They don't record it themselves. Nor they say they went. They settled Spain. Remember the golden age of the Moors? They was balling out of control over there as conquistadors. And y'all dumb motherfuckers think they your friend. So what we do? We sent this Cherokee High Chief in there. Because they can't trick us. We sent the Cherokee High Chief in there named Noble Drew Ali. He wasn't always named that. He was born Timothy Drew. And he ended up changing his name to Noble Drew Ali out of necessity. He told you, I took the secrets out of the societies, out of those secret motherfucking orders and brought that shit out in the open, as a righteous man would do. Pull that shit out in the open. See, in the free will universe, you're supposed to have the opportunity to discover a deception. Well, they was keeping the deception in plain sight, but they kept the secret to the deception in secret. The keys to the deception was held in secret, a secret ritual, ceremonies and practices. Everybody couldn't see it, so you couldn't get out of the condition. So, before Noble Drew Ali was sent in to get the secrets, Absalom Jones and Prince Hall established a temple in Boston. I think it was 357. Prince Hall Mason's Temple number 1, or Masonic Lodge number 1, and they got their charter out of Europe because over here they wouldn't give it to them because the Moors. Now, Moors like to tell y'all they fezzes got took by George Washington. And all of they fezzes didn't get took because there's still niggas running around with fezzes. Who fucking fezzes did they take and why did they take them? They lost the war. That's why they took them. You want to know whose they was? They all on display. Them are your slavers. The original slavers of this land, all of they fezzes are on display in D.C. Big Ben Bay was among them. We call him Benjamin Banneker, who went with Lois and Clark to survey the land of the Northwestern Territories after the Louisiana Purchase, when the French found out that they fucked up when they killed Jacques de Molay. They fucked up. Get your bitch ass out of here killing my fucking Templars. You think that shit's gonna be overlooked? Mayday, motherfucker. May 5th. Go look it up. What you see last year. May 5th. It's coming back again. May right around the goddamn corner. Right around the goddamn corner, motherfuckers. So we gonna straighten this shit out, or y'all motherfuckers gonna pay the piper. Now, when the Ancient Ones returned, shit changed, and it changed for fucking real. And so, we here. My Legba is Machiavelli himself. Tupac Amaru Shakur. You know this shit bad, and I'm going to tell you why you know it's bad. We don't have a Legba and an Ogun beating this bitch at the same time unless it's bad. Legba, unable to resolve the matter, calls Ogun. The fuck you niggas done did? What the fuck you niggas done did? Do y'all realize what the fuck y'all done did? So here we go. Here we go. Galactic Council order. They said if y'all try to fight these motherfuckers with these rudimentary ass military shit you got, you gonna get wiped the fuck out. They on their way. If you try to fight these motherfuckers with your projectile weapons, they gonna erase your ass. The shit won't work for what they using against you. But we always got some contingencies in play. So in this old knockaround game, we're gonna knock some shit back to the Middle East. Since they wanna knock us. Right? This is what we're gonna tell them. The black stone, right? The stone to build the rejected. You know the one that they wanted to put on the outside because they felt it wasn't qualified to be on the inside of the Kaaba? The black box? That motherfucker. You motherfuckers and woke him up. Now, in my process, I ain't know I was going to be this motherfucker. But I know I felt like this motherfucker. I didn't know when I wake up I was going to see all this shit that I'm seeing. This is a goddamn shame. It's a fucking shame. It's pitiful. Niggas think the white man is doing this shit is even dumber than the white man thinking he in control. Alright, let's go over a little history. So we had pyramids. We was flying around this bitch in machines that they call the Manas. And in Egypt, we flew around in machines that we call shams. All of a sudden, this motherfucker come out of the caves of Europe. Johnny ass come lately and ruling the goddamn world with no help. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, let's look at this. When the pyramids was built, right? When them pyramids was built, there wasn't no white people on Earth. Now look at the level of technological advancement that is. They can't duplicate it with their highest technology today, which is real simple with lasers and motherfucking anti-gravity motherfucking shit, but they don't. I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm not going to tell y'all how to move 200-ton stones with cones. I'm not going to tell y'all that. That's not even important. Because that'll get y'all distracted from the goddamn issue at hand. Issue is about, this is a spiritual war. Y'all stuck in a physical reality. The problem with me is I was offered the red pill or the blue pill. My dumb ass took them both. Now, wide the fuck awake in the Matrix. Wide the fucking awake in the Matrix. That shit ain't cool. The worst place to be wide awoke at is in the Matrix. Because every motherfucker around you can turn into Mr. Smith in a moment's notice. So, the Galactic Council don't want us to directly confront them on the boots on the ground style, because that's going to be self-destruction. What they do want us to do, if we unify now, right, and just agree to get rid of the tyranny and the evil, stop listening to these motherfuckers telling you you have to submit to they fucking God. That you have to fear they fucking God. I'm going to tell you why. A true God is not going to tell another God to just walk over there, bow down, and kiss his goddamn ass. That's not going to happen. They don't work like that. You're thinking like a mortal. The gods greet each other on a straight bump, eye to eye, nose to nose, no big eyes, no little U's. Men, because of their inferiority complex that's hardwired into them by this rogue system, believe that in order for them to be important, they got to put everybody else down. Well, that just showed you how dumb and unimportant your ass is. Because in order for me to be important, I got to make you feel like shit. I must be a real piece of shit. We're supposed to help each other. This is a team sport. Life is a team sport. But they got us playing this shit one-on-one. Life is a team sport. We all got a team, they call it a family. Some families are bigger than others, but every family has its place. Some families are bigger than others, but every family got its place. Sometimes people strike out from their family because they were born in the wrong family, but they need to start their own shit anyway. Like Tink Tink. She wanted her own clan. It was already a queen of the fairies, so she couldn't get that spot. So what she do? She hooked up with the general and said, "You ever heard of something called a gorilla fairy? The fuck is that?" "I don't know. That's some new shit." "Well, we just made it." Teams. You form teams, alliances. You stop letting these motherfuckers tell you who your enemy is. Your enemy is the motherfucker doing you wrong. Period. What he look like. It ain't about his skin tone. It ain't about his political viewpoint. It's about his level of respect or lack of respect for you as a person and as a human. If you don't respect your human right to have your own motherfucking sensibilities about yourself or your ignorance, you can be ignorant if you choose to. Just don't try to impose your ignorance upon me. I don't give a fuck if you think you a Jew. Personally, it matters not to me. I'm not going to treat you no different until you try to force feed me that shit. Then I'm going to rip all that bullshit apart in your face. I'm going to rip all that bullshit apart in your face. Ain't no goddamn Jews. They don't fucking exist. They're Moors. Jews is they got that nickname in Europe for selling jewelry. They Moors. Fuck them. They can kiss my ass. I ain't talking about the Order of the Round Table and the righteous Moors. I'm talking about them goddamn invaded conquistadors. Look at the coat of arms. It show you who the fuck they is.
They ain't got nothing to do with the government.
Right, right. So my question is, if the Nation of Islam is the most tactically adequate melanated group on the lands at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're Islamic, which is, they're Muslims, which is Islamic, right? Where does that come into? Where does that come into? Because, like,
Listen, on this land,
mhm.
you are entitled to believe in whatever you want to believe,
Okay,
as long as you don't force it on nobody else.
okay,
You can make it available and you can answer all their questions about what you teach.
hmm,
Just can't force feed it to them,
right, right,
right? Nation follow that motherfucking creed.
okay,
If you want to join the nation, you got to go to them. They don't go around trying to put you in the headlock and drag you in the mosque.
hmm, hmm,
Now, when what they teach is not what the Arabs teach.
right, right,
That means they got an underlying doctrine that's different of anybody else's. That means they got their own doctrine.
hmm, hmm,
So whether their doctrine is right or whether it's wrong is theirs,
right,
right? That's how we supposed to be. Us in growth and development, we have the blue book, the blueprint, right?
hmm,
Put down by the executive board. So that's what we go by, right? Moorish Science Temple go by the oral statements and prophecies of Noble Drew Ali in the Circle 7.
hmm,
That's what they go by. The Nation of the Gods and Earth's 5 percenters, they go by the 120. And they stand on that. Supreme alphabet, supreme mathematics is that's they doctrine.
Daniel, don't you mean 720? You said 120.
They got the 120.
I thought,
That's their 120 keys,
okay, okay.
right? The 720 is the 360 earth knowledge, 360 stellar
Yeah,
knowledge.
yeah, you gotta know the keys so you can enter the chambers. I know all about that.
Right. So all of the chiefs was making alliances under these groups so that we can consolidate power and then use the power for the leverage to restore the chiefs back on the land. This is what we're doing right now. This is the active process of it by me coming to tell y'all who did it, who y'all need to be telling them to produce this motherfucker. They got to produce them. No, they're not under contract no more. That means that they can't keep hiding, but we got to make them come out. We got to force their hand. We got to make them flip the dynamic out in the open and tell us the truth by not having any way out. There is no way out. It's too many of us now that know we organic to the land. We not part of an African slave trade. Though there were some people that probably were from Africa that came over here. We have no problem with them as long as they don't have no problem with us because they were colonized like we were.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you never hold the victim responsible for being a victim. You hold the victimizer responsible for everything he did wrong, and you make that motherfucker accountable for his dirt. This is what we doing. When Larry come, he have to tell y'all how COINTELPRO took him off the land so he couldn't perform his function on the land in the community. Right? And it ain't just him. Same with Malachi York, the same with H. Rat Brown, the same with Mumia Abu-Jamal. And the list goes on. It's a lot of them that's still living that can tell the story from firsthand experience. I'm just giving the overview. I don't have to be laser beam accurate.
Right.
But I got to tell you where to get the accurate and most accurate data from.
Right. I got a
the
question.
horse's mouth.
I got a question for you. Not even really a question, just a realization of common sense, right? Like in LA, California in general, right? And you can even say Colorado, but I'm not really spotlighting them. In Colorado, all of them homeless people, do you think that they're actually just homeless people? Because I believe, because I've seen a lot of the homeless people in Colorado and California, why do they look like celebrity doppelgangers?
Well, all of us got doppelgangers. It's at least seven lookalikes.
That I do know.
It's at least seven lookalikes to everybody already. Okay. But they're going to be some subtleties that's going to be able to tell the difference. Most of us don't look at the subtleties to see the difference. That's why they can push all these different Joe Bidens in front of people when nobody's ever questioned them. You know, you got the round head Joe Biden, the long head Joe Biden, right? You got the one that look like he's 90 and the one that look like he about 30. You know, you got, I mean, come on, man. When is enough?
We're living Blade Runner right now.
I don't know what the fuck we living, but this shit crazy as fuck.
Like, I don't know if you know about Blade Runner, but if you know about Star Wars, the Clone Wars, that's what I'm speaking on.
Yeah, I seen Blade Runner.
Yeah.
But it was years ago. But what I'm saying is this. The simplest solution to the problem, everybody be your own leader. And demand that you see the only person that's authorized by the leadership on the land to speak for us.
They try to call RH negative alien blood and all that other bullshit, right? But RH negative blood, and let people know this, because we are the O blood type, right? RH negative blood is clone blood. It's synthetic blood. Now, when you have